Hi Roman, you've been here for over a couple of weeks now. How are things progressing with the Red Bull Youth America's Cup?
Yeah, pretty well. I think from now on we can go almost into racing. We are here for a little bit more than a week now. Had some really great days out on the water, practicing in up to 15, 16 knots, and all the teams are doing really good.
Okay. What are the wind limits for the team at this point in time, and where are they allowed to go and not go, and how is that controlled?
Actually, we have three areas here. We have one in South Bay, then one is over at Treasure Island, and one is actually at Marina Green where the race area is. And the wind limits are at 18 knots. So yeah, for the moment we were never over this wind limit, and we try to keep it as safe as possible for everyone.
Okay. Mark, Ivey, how is it getting the boat situated in the morning, and how do you decide who's sailing that particular day, and how does that work?
Well, we've tried to lay it out as fair as possible on a rotation schedule that basically the boats get put in for 3 days and then they get hauled out and spend one day on the hard for maintenance. The challenge to that is that sometimes there can be a breakdown that happens during training, and so that pushes the schedule a little bit and changes that. The mooring layout is very difficult because we have over kind of 7 miles of area that we work on with 3 different pier locations and 3 different mooring venues, including right in front of the main AC pavilion. So it's just a juggle of trying to get each team kind of exposure and each team to the locations to be able to moor in and out each day.
Okay. Uh, Roman, when they actually start the racing, is it all going to be fleet racing, or are we going to have some individual races between two teams?
Now actually it's all fleet racing. We have 2 races each day from the 1st till the 4th of September. And yeah, we know on the 4th of September who is the best used team.
Okay. And the course that they'll be actually sailing is the one that they use for the America's Cup World Series, is that correct?
Yeah, correct. It's the course of the AC World Series.
And you'll decide the day of how many laps they're actually going to do for each race, depending on wind conditions?
I think we decide before, but yeah, if the wind conditions are over our limits, then maybe we have to cancel a race or cannot start a race. But I think at the time we are starting and yeah, the time when we are ending, I think we should be in the wind limits all the time.
Okay. Mark, back to the logistics for this. What time do you guys actually arrive in the morning? What time do you guys check out as management?
As management, we're on site. I mean, at least 12 hours a day. It's usually 7 till 7:30. Last night we had a kind of emergency situation that brought a few of us back for an extra couple hours. So every day it's at least 12 hours a day, 7 till 7.
Okay. And how are the teams actually looking as far as communications with you guys, management-wise? Is it some language barriers, or is it?
No, I think right now it's going really well. I'm actually really, really proud of the communication between all the teams. We have a daily team leader, team management meeting with myself and some of the other staff, and a representative from each team. That is where there's huge feedback, and we're making real good progress as a group. Now we're starting to train together and set marks out on the water. So the teams are starting to get through the boat handling and mechanics and learning the boats to now actually racing them and going around buoys and the interaction between the fleet. And all of that's controlled with radio comms out there, and we're fitting in nicely around the entire Louis Vuitton schedule with, our primary focus here for America's Cup Race Management is the Louis Vuitton final and then ultimately the finals of the America's Cup. But this is, like I've said before, is going to be the gem of that whole period and start September off really well.
Roman, as far as the practice races are going right now, as you schedule them during the course of the day, do you say we're going to get in 3 fleet races, 4 fleet races, or just whatever you can cram in the time that you're allowed?
So actually now it's up to the teams. I mean they can set their course within our boundaries, and they do now whatever they want. So if a team wants to join in, they join in for racing. If not, then they do their own things. But we have also scheduled a practice race from our side, which will be happen on the end of these training sessions, and then they get everything. They get the boundaries on, they get all the electronics on, and to get used to this, and also that the race committee get used to the fleet racing again, and so everybody is on the same page, and everything works out fine.
Okay. As far as television goes, will we have the same type of format, same type of coverage as we're seeing for the Louis Vuitton and America's Cup?
That's the plan, yeah.
Okay. Then the Marina Green, how will that play into people viewing and whatnot versus down here at the America's Cup Park?
So actually all our racing will be happening up in front of Marina Green. We will be also mooring the boats up there during the 1st and the 4th of September. And I think, yeah, it's like in the World Series here in San Francisco. It's the same area, and I think it's a really nice place to view the racing